1, Heart 2.
Episode 249. Take 2!
Take
Take 2.
2. And I didn't do my heart right because my hands were kind of occupied. I'm Sheila, also known as Sheila D37.
And I'm Wendy, also known as Penny Wendy. We really appreciate all the return viewers for coming back. And to the new viewers, welcome to the show and thanks for checking us out. There's some kind of a tangling situation going on here. So, shout-outs.
Shoutouts. We have a couple of shoutouts. Blue Moon, Fiber Arts. I will be drawing the winner for the July, the first time we record in August. It may be next week. It may be the week after. I'm not sure what our schedules are going to allow.
Yeah.
But again, we're doing it for the rest of the year. And join in. Talk and picture shows. Whatever, picture shows, yeah. Post your pictures, post your partial pictures, and post your finished pictures. Chat along. We also have a thread for our shawl knit along, crochet along, gift along. What we're asking you to do is either knit a new shawl and gift it to Lisa at Webb's. She donates them to people who need them, or send off gently used shawls. It could be of any material, acrylic, wool, cotton, you name it. So just share the shawls. Also, we are drawing for our third and final copy of the Ellsworth Tee. We'll announce the winner of that at the end of the show.
Yes, and did you mention the new
No,
podcast?
I did not mention that one yet.
Jennifer Lasond, also known as Boston Jen from Downseller Podcast, has sent along her Riley Rose shawl pattern. It's her new pattern. It's really cool. And we're going to do a contest with that. So we'll show that new pattern and talk about the contest also at the end of the show. And I have to apologize for the pinging that may be recorded on here and for my texting, but I am in the middle of an open house right now, and that was my brokers getting in touch with me.
That is my pager from work. It needs a new battery.
Oh, I'm like, why are they paging?
No, see, I'm bad about this. So we get pagers when we start our day.
Yeah.
That if we're on the floors, they page us, oh, we have one in the next room over, can you go up there?
Right.
Or go right next door. I tend to keep my pager. I'm not supposed to.
Yeah.
But I've kept the same number. So the last time I was there, I usually keep it at work in my locker, but this time I was rushing out because I was at another offsite, and I put it in my bag, and I just got to get a new battery. So that's all, but that's what it doesn't go off too often, but that's what that was.
Yeah.
And you go first.
I go first this week. So, if you watched last week's episode, week on Knit One Heart 2, I told the story of my lost Webb's order, which I will recount here briefly. I ordered it on July 4th. They sent a notification to email that they had issued a shipping label on the 7th. So I figured it'll be here in 2 or 3 days, because Webb's is only 2.5 hours from my house. And generally, when I order something from there, it comes within 2 business days. But it didn't come. And after about a week, I checked the tracking order, and it showed that the only thing that had ever happened on my package is that a shipping label had been generated. There was no notice that it had ever been received by the post office. So I was like, I think I better let Webb's know this, just in case it got lost somewhere at Webb's. So I sent an email, and they wrote back, and they said that they definitely shipped it, and they didn't know why it wasn't showing on the tracking, and that I should contact my postmaster to see if he knew where it was. Which I said last week, I kind of felt like they should contact their post office, since the place that it never got scanned was their post office.
Right.
But whatever. I was like, all right, guess I can't work on my sweater. So, and then I wrote back and said, I will do that, but I can't file a missing package claim until it's been missing for 10 business days. That's just their rule. So I had to wait another 5 days. Finally, 10 business days passed on Monday of this week, and I filed a missing package claim. And I emailed Webb's to let them know that I had filed the claim and that I hadn't heard anything back, I think the next day. And that evening, they said, you know what, it's been long enough. We're just going to resend it to you. But Sorry, I have to answer this. I turned off my phone so it won't beep, but unfortunately, I don't know how to turn off the thing that beeps on my computer.
Are they having their open house today?
They are. My
Same
sister-in-law is having, yes, my sister-in-law was asking if I was coming to her open house. And I said no, because I'm here. Also, I've seen their house, so I don't really need to go to the open house, but she's going to our open house because she wants to see how it looks.
Oh, right.
So I'm like, all right, you do it. You do what you need to do, sister. I'm not. But anyway, so they said they can't ship they ran out of this Mad Tosh DK color, and it's going to be back ordered for 6 to 8 weeks. Fortunately, I'm thinking I probably have enough with what I already had. I ordered the extra skein because it got moth-eaten. I ordered just for comfort.
Right.
I always like to have more than I need, just in case. This is the first time in a long time that I've knit a large, so I had no idea how much it's going to take. So I was like, you know what, dump the esoteric, just send the cascade, and, credit my account. 3 hours later, oh no, it was the next day, the next morning at around 10:30, my package turns up. 15 days late. So I quickly fire an email back to Web saying, don't send the package. I got the missing package came, and they were able to grab the package. Everything got straightened out. And I said that I would, now I can't remember what I was going to say because I just read that text. So I am able to use this, and I said that my filing the missing package report must have lit a fire under some post office's butt because they found wherever it was lying around and they sent it to me. Because 2 days later, that's what happened. So
good. I'm glad you got it.
I did. I am too. So since Wednesday, I have been working on the sweater. So, after the long saga, I'm really happy to start working again on my North Shore sweater. So I think the last time that I showed it, I had a body and 2 arms done. And now it is attached, and I have started on...
Do you attach it with the other colors, or...?
You did a couple with 7 rows in
Okay.
plain, and then you start doing the... Oh, I just ripped out some bunch of stitches. And you start working on the yoke. I'm going to try to stretch it out a little bit so you can see. So that's the yoke started. It's hard to see, but there's green. We don't have our good lighting today.
Well, we didn't.
You can if I turn it this way, yeah.
I didn't turn on my light today.
I don't think we need it really today.
Well, it's to try and keep it cool. We don't run our AC all that much.
So it's getting going. These 2 colors were the 2 colors that I was missing. And then I needed an extra skein of this, which I don't think I'm going to need. The green is this really beautiful. It's hard to see in this light.
It is gorgeous.
It's a beautiful bright green. And so this is...
What 2 colors did you need?
I needed the blue and the white. The very first 2 colors. The light blue and the white. These are both Cascade 220. The charcoal gray is Cascade 220. And this is Dream in Color Classy. And I can't remember the name of the color.
Veritas?
No, it's not Happy Forest. It's another one. I threw away the label, so I can't remember, but I'm sure it's in my stash. Yeah. So, and then there'll be the mountains with some trees on it, and then there'll be some blue sky with clouds, and then it will go back to the this for the neckline. So I really don't need much more of this, and now I have 3 extra skeins of it. And Sheila was suggesting making a hat that had this color work on it, and I think that's actually a really good idea.
I think that would look great together.
You could do mittens too.
Yeah,
I mean, just have like a mountain.
I mean,
tree.
you could probably even do if you ever really wanted to do a scarf with the mountain trees on the bottom.
I know, seriously.
And you could do a whole outfit.
I have a lot of yarn left because the Cascade, you barely need any of it. The thing that held me up, though, is the first 2 colors I was missing. I had the charcoal, I had the green, but I didn't have the light blue or the white. So I think it's coming out really pretty. I love the colors.
I do too.
My friend Denise, who is trained in art, Mad About Matisse, she helped me pick out these colors based on a sweater that I saw, a completed project sweater that I really liked, and I love the way it's coming out. I think the fit is going to be really good. It may even be a little roomy.
Good.
I'm thrilled by that because it's been an awful long time since I knit a large of anything. Usually I knit a custom sweater.
Oh, okay.
Based off of the largest size and then adjusted for my fatness. So it's exciting not to have to knit the giant size anymore. And I'm really excited with how it's going. So there's that. Then the next thing that's on the dance card is my bubble sock. So I have one that I showed before that's done, which I love. We still don't know what the name of this is.
I found out the name of it, and I can't even remember.
Was it Fountain?
No, it was not.
Did I just make that name up?
You might have made the name up. I don't remember what the name is.
It kind of looks like a fountain to me, so maybe I just
But I did find the stitch, and I forget.
Well, it's not fountain now, but look, almost finished. Very close to being finished.
Oh, you didn't match up the stripes.
Oh, I don't match.
No, I know. I wasn't.
I'm only about one stripe away from starting the ribbon. Sorry. So, yeah, these are almost done. And this time, I did do I pulled from the back of the other end of the skein to do this.
Oh, okay.
And I somehow managed to do it completely wrong.
What do you mean?
Well, I'm not really clear where I went wrong.
The heel you did wrong?
This is what I think happened. Normally, when I do an afterthought heel, I'm knitting along. Not afterthought.
Fish lips.
Fish lips.
Okay.
Normally, when I do that, I start knitting the back of the heel. You know, I knit around to the side, and I start knitting the back of the heel, you know, and then I get done. And when you do it from the back of the skein, you need to start here and do that, but you need to finish next to where the thread is.
Yeah, sometimes I manipulate.
I did it the wrong, I put the thread in the wrong side.
Okay.
So in order to make it work out, I had to make the heel smaller. I don't know, I just messed up. And I was like, still going forward. So I handled it. You can't tell, it looks just like the other one. But that was crazy. But it was a good, like I did it so I could keep the front of the stripes normal, and so that was kind of nice. It wasn't that difficult. Next time I'll know to think a little bit more carefully. What I really would want is to see, but then you can't do it.
What?
Well, actually, what I would do is knit around to here on the color, and then do the heel, start the heel over here on the back side.
Yeah, you could do that. See, what I normally do is I'll stop it here, and I start it, and then what I end up having a tail here when I break the heel, and I just slip my stitches. That way, oh, maybe I don't. I tend to have it where I have a tail on this side and a tail on this side so that they're not both on the same side. So I may fudge it just a little bit.
I had to fudge it. But I think next time what I would do is do one round so that I was here with the tail.
And then
I would turn around and do the...
You would have to slip the stitches though, wouldn't you?
No, then I would just add the thing here, so I'd have a tail here, and I'd start doing the back and forth as if I started here, and that way when I got done and I was right here, I could just pick up, and then, you know, I'll just weave in the ends. But that's what I would do. It's a little awkward, because you're adding at a weird place.
But I think sometimes it's worth it to keep the stripe sequence.
It's an easy way to keep the stripe sequence. Like
It's kind of like doing an afterthought heel without actually doing an afterthought heel.
For this one, I pulled until I got to the right thing. But it was really hard to estimate how much more I needed. So this stripe is just a little bit fatter than the other ones.
I see what
it's
you're
not hugely fatter, but it's just slightly fatter. This keeps the stripes exactly the way that you want them. And it's about the same amount of trouble. Like I had to break the yarn and everything. So I think Sheila gave me the idea because she's done it before. So I was like, I think I will now use that in my repertoire. But
yeah, that's how I do all my striping socks with the fish lips.
I don't really care, but then I was like, these are so pretty. I kind of want them to look nice.
Yeah, you don't want to interrupt the sequence sometimes.
So that's this one. And then the last thing that I pulled out, but I haven't worked on yet, is poor Jedi, the giraffe.
Oh, you got to get that done?
Oh, I'm going to be working on it tonight. As much as I love knitting the sweater, I have to take off this wonky leg and figure out how to get this done because my niece's birthday is in like 2 weeks. 2 weeks. I have 2 weeks to finish this. All it has is 2 hind legs.
You'll be able to do it.
So
no problem.
It's really going to be cute though. And I'm hoping she'll love it because she's not going to remember her auntie after she moves.
That's not true. That's not true.
So that's all I have on the dance card.
On the dance card, I have a couple of things. I started a hat Friday. I was at an offsite, and I just wanted something mindless to do. So it's based off a couple of hats. There's a basic men's beanie, which is cast on 88 stitches. It's based off of Jared Flood's Turner Square because of how I'm decreasing it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, I've done so many hats that I have a general idea of what I'm doing. Surprise, surprise, surprise. So this is just out of scraps. I'm using Patton's, I think it's Patton's, worsted classic wool. Oh, wait a minute, sorry. I was supposed to decrease there. And I'm supposed to change colors there too. I cannot do two things at once, apparently. So Patton's classic wool, it's a cream white color. A viewer sent me a whole bag of it few years ago, and I have a ton left. And I use it. I love it. It's my favorite go-to wool. And then purple scraps, which it might be Cascade 220. I don't remember. I just have a picture clip. Scraps. So I did a brim of white, and then I'm doing 2x2 stripes between purple and white. And I love the way it just pops.
Yeah, it looks good.
And I'm doing Jared Flood's decrease on Turner Square. Is that a free pattern?
I don't know.
I don't know if that is or not. It's a stripe. I think it used Noro, and the way it decreases is you have 4 decreases.
Right.
Not 4, but 4 lines.
So it's like square on the top, hence the name.
Yeah. So this is coming out nice. It's worsted weight, size 8 needles. I'm almost done. You may not see this next week or the next time I record because I'm just knitting it for a coworker, just because I'm bored. Not bored, but it's simple. 2 days worth and I'm done. Not even. Last time I did that hat, it was 1 day.
Yeah.
It's a quick knit, and worsted weight makes you feel like you're accomplishing something.
I know.
I mean, look at how quickly you've been knitting that sweater.
Well, a part of it is, too, that I am by nature a sweater knitter.
Right, you are.
I am, but when I was really at my heaviest weight, I didn't enjoy knitting sweaters.
Makes sense.
And in part because of the expense, and in part because no matter how well I made them, I was still heavy. So this is kind of nice, I can get back to my original love. I probably won't knit another sweater until the fall now. But I have wanted to knit this sweater for so long.
I know you have.
So it's like that combined with being excited about this sweater, the actual sweater, has made me really motor on. It's like hard to stop.
Right. So that's one thing on the needles. The other thing, I gave it a little bit of love, but not much, is that No Purl Scarf by Purl Soho. What I have been doing is switching it back and forth because these are also on size 8 needles, and they're on my smaller size 8 needles, which is the circumference of a hat.
Yeah.
So what I just did before this, because I'm decreasing, is I switched the needles. So what I need to do is, I can't do those on straights. I tried knit on straights, but you gotta keep your arms up. And I'm not used to that, so I'll be going back and forth. So that's all I actually have on the needles.
So let's see. Rate your date. I do not have any dates to rate.
I do. I finished my Beanie 2.0 hat. Came out really good.
Yeah, I like it.
So this was knit with Cicada Cotton Blend yarn. That's the black. It's black and blue if you can see it. Yeah, that's pretty good. And then Shawl Cotton Blend,
Yeah.
which is they're both the same blend of wool and cotton. My son asked for another beanie. He asked for it to be blue. I thought I'd be able to make. So this is based off of a couple of patterns. Heather Kinney, which is Fiberista Files, did a beanie hat, which I've knit several times and I love it. It's aligned where you knit an inside and you purl. It's a free pattern. I'm not giving anything away. And then you purl one row so that it can be folded up, and then you knit the hat as is, so it becomes a beanie style hat without the ribbing. So he wanted it in all blue, and I'm like, all right, well, I'll make the inside black, and I did just a little portion of it blue so that if it flips up, it's not going to look like a different color. I ended up coming close to the end that I started doing a black stripe. I don't think, even though I weighed the other hat that I did, I don't think I would have been able to do this all in blue.
Right.
Because I used too much of the black. But he likes it. He's happy with it. I did have to steal it back from him, even though he really can't wear it right now, so that I could show it on the podcast. So this is what it looks like. I'm ready to rob a bank. So this is what it looks like on me. On him, it looked a heck of a lot better. But it's done. He's happy, and I gave him the threat yesterday. I said, you know what happened? I said, you better not lose him. He goes, well, I'll try my best. I said, you know what happens if you do? He goes, I know. He will no longer be knit-worthy, which probably isn't the case because he really does appreciate it, more so than my other two guys. So this is sock weight yarn, Heather Kinney's Lined Beanie, and Patton's Basic Beanie, and that I use Patton's based on their numbers. Sockhead hat may be the same numbers. I don't even know. I don't know. So that's my finished object. Goes into my finished object pile. That's it. That's all I got.
My only future date is to finish poor Jedi the Giraffe, who only has 2 legs.
And you got to take those out, right? Oh,
I have to rip out this whole area. I have to get it back to where it was when I started to go off the reservation, so it's not gonna be good. I left the ends though, so I didn't weave anything in, so I can just undo it. It's just gonna be a pain, and I have to start working on that tonight because it might take me 2 weeks to figure out how to make the rest of this. So
check
close.
on her pattern area.
Yeah, you're right, because you said there was videos to videos.
Yeah,
I'm gonna need a video for this.
Because I was looking, she's also got a couple, and I think I mentioned this before, she's got a couple of knitting patterns. The hippo is really big. She's got a knitting version of it. Knitted version of it, which is really cute for scraps. Because I think you do hexagon, same thing.
Yes.
But knitted, obviously.
When I was putting this together, I was in Maine, and I didn't have good internet.
Oh, okay.
All I had was my phone, and I couldn't see any of her video tutorials.
So, that makes sense. I mean, you can't see what you're doing on a little screen that big.
Yeah. No, and it wouldn't let me, for whatever reason, on the website, my phone wouldn't run her videos.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was some weird, mobile phone thing. If I had my laptop there, I'm sure that I could have looked at it. And then this part was easy to understand, so I was like, oh, I don't really need to look at those videos. But apparently, if there's one telling me how to attach the front legs, I do need to look at that because this is not normal. His leg is weird.
It sticks out it's like he's Superman.
Like this.
Like he's
That's
trying
wrong.
to be Superman.
It needs to be turned this much of a turn. It's not good.
That's funny.
So that's it for my future dates, is finish that present before my niece's birthday.
My future dates, I have a couple of things planned. So I had posted a thread on our group about Olympics coming up, and we call it, well, I'm calling it the Olympics. I'm not doing any contests, but Ravelry has the Ravelinics because of a whole Olympic committee thing that happened a couple of years ago.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know, in brief, we used to call it the Ravelympics. Somehow, the actual Olympic Committee heard about this and sent a cease and desist letter to Ravelry saying it's a trademark name and we will sue you if you continue to call it the Ravelympics because it weakens our brand or whatever. And then a bunch of knitters gathered together and it got in the news because the knitters.
But you know what? I guess I remember too that it wasn't just Ravelry. It was a bunch of people who do a bunch of things during Olympics that they're not able to do it that way.
Right, and I think what the knitters took issue with is they said that you're denigrating people because you're using a craft and comparing it to people who train for years and are the best at their sport and are skilled, and people were like, excuse me, people knit for years, and now don't diss our craft, and it was in the news, and of course, the people that run Ravelry, being the people that they are, were like, you know what, let's just call it something else. We'll call it the Ravelinics.
So, Olympics, Ravelinics, there's a thread there. It's not a contest, it is just a simple, come join us if you have a challenge that you want to try and do for the 2-week time period. It's August 5th to the 21st. If you want to just try and do something that might be fun, come join us. So what I am doing for a future date is a pair of socks. Surprise, surprise, surprise. It's called Endeavor, and it's by Nathan Taylor. I want to say it's his name. Could be wrong on that. I know his first name is Nathan. I wrote it down. Sorry. Nathan Taylor, also known as the Sockmatician. He's got his own podcast, I believe. I liked it because it's got an interesting gusset decrease. It's got a cable on it. This is a free pattern. It's called Endeavor. And I also liked it because it's got the 5 rings on the cuff of the... not the cuff. Oh, here we go with the... On the foot of the sock. Let's try and lighten this up. For some reason, my iPad just doesn't want to show.
Yeah, it's weird.
On the foot of the sock, it's probably about as good as you're going to get. It's the 5 rings. And then as you do the gusset decrease, you got a cable on it. And I thought that was kind of cool. You might not be able to see it, but there's a cable. What the heck? There we go. Cable at the bottom of the gusset decrease. So that's my Olympic goal. I will probably change it up a little bit. He's got a 76 stitch cast on, which is far too big for my gauge.
Yeah.
But it's easy enough to fix. And I was questioning, and I asked Wendy's opinion on what color to knit, because it's definitely a solid sock.
Right.
So I was questioning which one, and we both agreed on the blue. So I'm going to use this, which is... Dreamweaver. I can't remember. I'm sorry. I
think I made a mistake.
What'd you do?
No, I didn't.
Good. I am going to be using that yarn as String Theory by Blue, so not even close to what I was thinking of. So that is one of my future dates, and that's a sock. So we'll be breaking out of the Blue Moon mode. My other future date, I had mentioned the Yowza Weighted Shawl with my Test. Just wanted to show you the Test yarn.
That's so pretty.
I have a feeling it's going to be a pain in the butt to wind, but we'll see. This is 570 yards, which is exactly what Yowza is.
If you've noticed, All of my yarn is wound in a ball
Um,
because I packed my ball winder.
and this might be wound in a ball too. But yeah, so those are my 2 future dates as of right now. I change, so. But that's what I'm planning on, and August 5th is 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's coming out.
2 weeks. So that gives me time to finish this hat, which will easily be done, and maybe make some really good progress on that scarf. So that's probably what I should do too, is finish that scarf and get that out of the way. Because I don't know what size yours are weighed, Shaw. What did you do yours on?
Look on my project page. I don't remember.
I think it's about an 8 or 9.
I used whatever it said to use.
I don't remember, but that's...
I'm guessing because I don't usually vary from that.
See, I tend to go up sometimes, just because...
You're a tighter knitter than I am.
US 8. I might either do a US 8 or US 9. I'll see. I like my shawls to be, because you end up bunching them up, I like them to be squishy, and if you use a larger needle, it becomes squishy. There's certain things that you don't want to use a large needle on, but shawls are one of them that you can get away with. So yeah, that's all my future dates.
Baubles and Bling. Well, my Baubles and Bling, I've already really discussed and shown you, but I got my yarn from Webs, so it would be
Yeah,
the
those
Cascade
colors right
220, the white, and then I got another skein of this. And that was it for my Baubles and Bling.
I got nothing.
Crushes and Heartbreaks. Well, this has been a rough week. My crush is I am really enjoying karate. I got my gi this week and my white belt. And I learned a karate form. And I learned I learned one karate form, and I learned 2 blocking combinations. So I know 3 things.
Good.
And despite the fact that I haven't worked out this heavily in 5 years, I am doing surprisingly well in the class. I'm proud of myself for keeping up with it. Every day that I go in there, I have more stamina. And the only thing that I have to watch out for is I do need to eat some protein before I go in, or I feel really lightheaded.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
I need to have that protein backup for my class. But I like it.
Good.
The kids are really sweet in it. There's a couple of adults and a couple of kids. It's for 16 and older. It's the adult class. And whenever I, get something right, everybody's really excited and encouraging. So I don't feel like the poor little fat girl who's trying to keep up with the big kids. I just feel comfortable. They make you feel comfortable.
That's good.
So
That's important.
It is really important because, I'm the oldest one in the class there's one guy who might be my age. But other than that, there's much younger people in the class. And I am definitely the least fit person in the class. But I can do some modified push-ups now. And the first time that I did modified push-ups, I fell directly to the floor.
Oh, that's right.
Like my arms just collapsed because they were so weak. And now I can do 10 push-ups.
All right.
So I'm definitely, and that's just in 2 weeks.
That's great.
I've built up that muscle mass. So I'm really happy about that. So that's a crush. My house is finally on the market. And even though that's stressful, it's a crush because it means that soon that part will be over with. My kids are coming home next week, and that's a big crush. My big heartbreak is that my baby nieces are moving to another state at the end of, in the end of August. So that's hard for me. I'm very close with my sister-in-law. We exercise together every morning. And I'm very close to my nieces. I have been since they were born.
Yeah.
I spend a lot of time with them. And I'm going to really be devastated to lose them because they're a big part of my family.
Right.
But my brother-in-law is one of identical twins, and he misses his brother.
Really?
and they just want to live closer to each other. And frankly, the job opportunities for him are better.
Does he has a job already, right?
He
got
has a job. They have an apartment.
Oh, really?
They're just selling their house. Their house actually went on the market today, the same day as my house. So.
But they're in a different town.
They're in a different town. So hopefully they'll sell their house and we'll sell our house. I feel very positive that our house is going to sell. I'm not quite as positive that we're going to find a house that we want for the price that we want to pay, because the market is very tight here. If we could spend $100,000 more, we'd be in better shape, but we just don't have that kind of money. So, everyone keep your fingers crossed that I actually have a place to live and don't have to rent a place until I find something, which is our backup plan, is that we will sell our house and move into an apartment until we can buy a house.
Right.
I would not like that to happen. I would like to just move into a house. We have one potential one. The other potential one, this was a big heartbreak for my husband. It fell through. So, stressful times, but I'm hoping over the next couple of weeks, this will all work itself out, and then we'll know what's happening. We still might end up having to stay in a residence inn for a few weeks, but you do what you need to do to
get what you want.
To get what you want. So, and I do thank God every day that we're in a position financially right now that we can manage this, because it takes money to get through this process in this kind of a market. Like money for the pod, money for the cleaner, money for the work we had done on the house, money for the potential that we might have to live in an apartment for a while, or in a residence inn, or in a hotel. Like, right. I'm just really, really grateful that we can manage this. It's not enjoyable, and I don't like spending that money, but I'm thankful that we can.
Right.
So anybody who has positive thoughts, send them my way for getting a house and this whole thing be over and I can go back to my normal life.
I know.
So that's it for my crushes and heartbreaks.
My crushes and heartbreaks. Mine's a equal crush and heartbreak. My boys went with my brother for a vacation for a week, so it's a crush in the fact that we don't have the boys for a week. I don't have to worry about making elaborate dinners. Not that I make elaborate dinners, but we can make grilled chicken and salad, and my husband and I will be fine with that. So the kids get bored of it. So that's a crush and a heartbreak, because I will miss them. My oldest was like, see ya, bye, and my youngest didn't want to go. Aww. So, other than that, same old. Work
goes on.
Work goes on. That's all you can do. People are idiots. That's about all I can say. That's all I want to say. That's about it for me.
So, let's see. Gossip and innuendo. First of all, we already drew a winner of the Ellsworth Tee contest. And I am going to tell you who that is. That is post number 33. Unique Claire is her name. And Claire, I'm assuming that's your legit name.
I didn't look.
I am going to pass your name on to Carolyn Noyes, and she will send you your prize. So stand by for that. And also, we're introducing a new pattern by Jennifer Lassonde, also known as Boston Jen. It's called the Riley Rose Shawl. This is really interesting. It has lace sections. It has textured sections. It has slip stitch sections. And then she used multiple colors on it. And it's just really a beautiful pattern. And it's got a lot of really helpful things. One of the things that she does that you don't see in a lot of patterns is she does a chart where you can actually check off within the little boxes. You can check off where you've completed it. If you have to do something 12 times, there will be 12 boxes. You can keep track. And that's really helpful if you want to print it out, or even if you have it on your device, you can use, you usually can write on those or put a check mark or something. It's a beautiful shawl.
I'm trying to get away from the mirror image of us.
And I highly recommend it, and I'm familiar with it because I tech edited it, and did charts for it. So it also has written instructions and charts for the sections that you need charts. There are some sections that are very simple. For example, something like a ribbing, you don't really chart that.
No. And we're going to be opening up a thread. List what colors you might want to do it.
Yeah,
and we'll pick a winner.
Yeah, list what colors, and we'll draw a winner in 2 weeks.
Yes.
To give you time. So it'll be in episode 251. And thanks to Jennifer for doing that. It's a gorgeous pattern.
And it's a lot of texture, a lot of lace. It would also look fairly good in either 2 colors or even possibly
even a single
one.
color. Yeah.
Because there's a lot of interest going on, a lot of textures. And
Yeah.
I think it would be great.
Either way.
There's one section where you bounce back in the color, but that would be fine.
Right, you could just do it plain.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, I'm tired. So, I think that's it. Still, the only thing coming up in August is the fiber revival in Newburyport.
Which Jen is going to be there, just so you know.
She's going to be there. You could get this pattern and tell her how much you loved it.
Yeah.
I don't know what day it is on.
It is on the 13th because
it is the 13th.
Yeah, because we were talking back and forth about how maybe we could meet up with her and I could meet up, but unfortunately I will be away. So,
well, if it's on the 13th, I might actually make it. If it was on the 6th, probably not. But
no, it's definitely the
13th is right before my brother and sister-in-law leave town, so we may want to have that time to do it with family. Because I won't see the girls again probably until next summer. So I'm very sad about it.
Sad.
So thanks for bearing with us during all of the weird interruptions. The last text that I got said that my open house is finished. So
that's good. You can go
I
home.
can take the cats and go home now. And we'll see you the next time we record. We actually didn't think we were going to put out a video this week, but we squeezed it in.
Right, and so who knows what will happen next week. All right, we'll see. Thanks for watching us, guys.
Knit with Heart.
Knit with Heart.
Bye.